Welcome back, everyone. Today we got a double header for you. We've got the John Gray Thuck over here, as well as the production version made by Kizer Offshore. So let's just jump into the handmade custom first, and then we'll move on to the production model. This was loaned in, these were both loaned in by my buddy Langdon. And very cool knives that I've been able to get some time to get acquainted with and really get to understand. Excuse me. So let's jump into the specs. The closed length on this guy, I'll kind of go through the specs a little bit together just to make it easier. So closed, you're at 4 7/8, a hair bigger at 5 1/16. The overall length is 8 1/4 versus 8 7/16. So the production one is just slightly bigger. The blade length, this one is a little deceiving, but hey, my channel, I measure the way I want. I measure from the farthest tip of the scale to the tip of the blade. So on this one, you're at 3.36. This one, you're at 3.4. So the edge length is actually longer than the blade length, the way I measure, right or wrong. So the edge length is 3.5 versus 3.58. Basically the same. The custom comes in CTS XHP, S35VN, both fantastic. Thickness, the Thuck, the custom is a slightly thicker at 0.159 versus 157. So again, minimal difference. Now the weight, there's a little bit of difference also. 7.5, including this bead, and 6.8. Overall thickness, the custom comes in a little bit thicker at 0.57 versus 0.51. And they are both running on bearings. So that's always a lovely thing. I love it's a different look and feel, and that's what I love about these. It's a very unique blade shape and a handle design overall. But it's also very utilitarian because it keeps your hand and your knuckles completely out of the way of whatever you're cutting and working on. So it's really ergonomic in that regard. No hot spots whatsoever on either of them. No jimping, because you really don't need it. Your hand locks in so well in this handle that it's just crazy. You do have a big forward choil, so you can choke up for delicate work. Now this one, the blade grind is a chisel grind, so it's completely flat on this edge. There is no grind. And then on this side, it comes down to this crazy cool looking bevel. So it's just, it's a unique type of grind, but I love the profile and the way it looks. Love the stonewashed, love the titanium, the pop of color on this titanium clip with the anodization. Something you'll notice too is the pivot is just a big Phillips, but they use that as the over travel stop. So your lock bar kind of goes in behind the pivot. See if I can show that with the light a little bit better. And so when you go to unlock it, you're actually hitting the back side of that pivot cap. So you can't unlock this thing too far and bend the lock bar out. Kind of a cool design. It's unique. I really kind of find that cool with the big blind pivot on this side. The other unique and kind of different thing is the thumb studs slash stop pins. They're kind of beveled on the edge. So it is a little bit, it took me a minute to, you don't just necessarily pick this up and able to flick it open. You it takes, I don't know, it's pretty intuitive, but it is a little bit different just on the placement of your thumb. But it's super comfortable. I really, really like this. I like the little bit of grinding he did here on the side. There's not a lot of logo stuff. He's got his name on the spine, and the rest of it is pretty freaking sterile. Fits in and out of the pocket, very nice. And overall, just a really cool knife. Now we go to the Offshore version, all very same. Same thumb stud, same over travel stop. This one has a steel lock bar insert as well. Blade shape is a little different, but it still flies open, also on bearings, has a lanyard hole. Just really great in and out of the pocket. Has more of a 3D milled clip than the custom with just the bent titanium clip. Not as aggressive of the blade, but still your knuckles are out of the way for cutting jobs. So super smooth, like the custom version. It does have left and right thumb studs, so you can open it either direction. All in all, in and out of the pocket, just as easy. Takes up a little more room. It is a little bit taller in this dimension, if you will, but not by much. But super fun, super cool. I definitely would like to get my hands on a custom one, just because they are kind of, so different. And I'm into the really different looking knives. Something a little different really works for me. So I'll give you a couple size comparisons here real quick. Next to the Sharpie, of course. The large Sebenza 21. Very similar in overall size. How about the Civivi Asticus? We haven't had that pulled out in a little bit. So it's a bit longer, just a hair longer, but still rough, same size. And one last one here on the table. The Curtis Custom Knives Cruise. So thanks a lot to Langdon for loaning these in. I greatly appreciate it. I think there's one more John Gray in the box of stuff Langdon loaned in. And another thing, these are all, kind of one-offs. So even if it's a Thuck, it'll have a little bit different blade shape, a little bit different grindings and millings in the titanium handles. I've seen a bunch of different ones online that are still Thucks, but slightly different. So when you get one, it is completely unique. So very cool. I will put a link to the John Gray website down in the description. So go check him out. There's a bunch of different options, and seems like a great guy. Langdon was just talking to him on the phone the other day. Says he's very approachable and whatnot. I did not have a chance to reach out before doing the video, but a couple of videos I saw, interviews with him, he seemed like a totally down-to-earth guy. So if you've got questions or you're looking for something, check him out down in the description below. I'll put a link. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.